Audio sync. Ah! Oh, I don't know if that'll help. Oh wow! Cheers guys, thanks for having me. Yeah.
Fucking brilliant to meet you, mate.
Seriously.
Been friends for a long time.
By the way, as you can tell, I'm pretty new to this. I'm pretty sexually awkward. Just look at him, man. It's just us, so Sam.
Just Sam Arts.
Yeah.
I don't have anything to plug. Just my
Sims
Instagram.
Design UK.
I mean, I'll put the pop-up, so there you go. I made that work.
Obviously, we're pretty new to this content thing, so it'd be good to get to know us a bit more. So we're going to be talking about Cosconia, what's going to be happening over the next year and stuff like that. And then we also want to go into a bit, because obviously me and Sam come from an esports kind of side, and we want to see, you know, what they're doing and how can they improve on stuff, because I feel like they're like at a limit, and
Yeah, there's a barrier to be broken.
yeah, and a lot of teams aren't seeing that, or they're trying to copy, and it's
You saying
it's
just
not
like
going the right way.
merch coming from esports organisations is just really low.
As well as
effort,
content creators.
I think there's a barrier being set by 100 Thieves and no one's trying to break that. They're trying to be on that level.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like if they did their own thing with their own vision, people would want to be them. And that's where your sales come from.
There's that saying in it, like if you aim to go to the moon, like if you reach the stars, like you'll be happy with that. But if you like aim to go even further, and then like you get.
I have no idea what the fuck you're on about.
I just be chatting. Man.
Don't be the next 100 Thieves, be the next you.
Yeah, basically.
That's easier. It's easier to say.
And obviously, like we're not saying that. Oh, yeah, like you've got a hoodie with like just your name on it. Like you can't do that anymore just because another brand's done that. Whether that's 100 Thieves or whether that's us or whatever.
Mm.
It's, you know, about working with what you've got and how can I do that better, or
Yeah, it's definitely about the message behind it because they've earned their right in a way. They've earned their they've honed their creed to be able to put just their logo on it because the logo has a history.
Yeah.
For you to have that, you own part of their history.
and it has meaning behind as well, doesn't it? It's
Definitely. Has context, passion. Like the brand was started for that. It wasn't just an afterthought. The clothes weren't an afterthought.
The esports side of it was more of the afterthought, and then, you know, having the content around it and stuff.
Right. Well, do you want to talk about what we're doing with Cosconia or what we want to hope to do with Cosconia in 2020?
Yeah. So I know we call it this change stuff. Obviously, dropping January the 1st, wouldn't we?
January 1st, 2020.
But yeah, but this is actually going to be part of like a 5-part collection 5.
They can see this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Epic.
So the whole collection would be called The Meaning of Life, and then it's what me and Sam come up with and like what our thoughts are, because there's no direct meaning of life, and I think that's the whole question behind it.
Yeah, we've sort of segmented it into something that's easily consumable. It's not like too
Mind blowing,
philosophical to understand. Yeah, it's like, you know, seasons, that's your year, 365 days a year, that's your change. Like, change is constant in a year, you know that.
And things can happen from, say, like January to August and stuff like that. And I think that's what we try to represent is, you know, that something's always happening.
She did be taking the kids. Yeah, so in terms of like drops, like how much did we push out in like 2019? Like how many?
Well, that's when we started.
Yeah.
That's when we met as well, isn't it?
Yeah, well, no, we met in 2018, me and you.
For the first drop.
No, well, we met in Bulldog together.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
You were on social media or something?
I was doing the social media.
So yeah, you
side.
probably asked me for something to post, but I
Yeah, and then from that, well, obviously, I knew his contact details. And, but
yeah, I was so confused when you messaged me. Because I sort of it as like a client to get done.
Yeah.
And then you approached me again. And I was just like...
Yeah, but I'm like a leech in it. Like, once I start talking to you,
I was like, alright, well, I must have done a good job. And that was sort of my first attempt into, like, apparel. I sort of, like, bullshitted you that I could do it. Because I had ideas that I could do it, and I'd done an illustration. So I thought, may as well try. This is my only opportunity.
Yeah, because I could tell that he wanted to, because obviously I knew Sam before, Sam knew Joe, and I could tell that he's like wanted to do apparel stuff and like been trying to like push for that.
Yeah, it was hard if you don't know.
So when you like slowly started seeing this Cosconia stuff come out, and you know, thought it was interesting, and then, we're kind
yeah.
of all working together a little bit now. So
Yeah, we had to bring someone else.
Yeah, we get sick and tired of each other.
I hate him.
Communication on Twitter is not good enough. Yeah, so we brought out however much stuff.
So the first one was in January.
Well, yeah,
and that was
about how we started. So yeah, like you it was an esports team.
Yeah.
You changed it over to an apparel. Then we met. Well, you already had Cosconia before we met as the esports side, and then we met, and that was just as you were thinking of changing it fully over. Because you realised.
Yeah, because obviously I was seeing what a lot of people were bringing out and stuff like that, and I thought I can do better than just a logo, like a screen printed logo. Just
but there's a lot to improve on, like a lot of what people.
I'm not saying that we're perfect or anything.
Yeah, we're not leading anything. We're trying to do our own thing because, like, you can tell, like, esports orgs I don't think would be very open to doing like illustration like scenarios. They want to have something just fancy.
Oh yeah, but
like
look at those. Like this doesn't have our brand on.
It's called Change. It's definitely the most like different thing that we've done for Cosconia's brand, like as a whole.
Yeah.
It's got like illustration, embroidery at the same time. There's multiple colours. Like we've not really had that. We've been doing black and white from the start.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and I feel like within each collection, we've always tried to improve something. So with the first one, it's very minimalistic, just small.
Yeah, you were still in Esports at that time.
Yeah,
you were still in Esports at that time.
From there, we went to phase 2, and then we had quite in depth.
Yeah, phase 2 was just like playing more around with the typical streetwear thing we saw, and I think after that we sort of decided like let's make our own lane instead of just doing like what we think streetwear is.
Yeah.
Because we'll only make something different with it.
And we're going to be behind the times as well, innit? Because it's already been done.
Yeah.
Like,
you can already own trends rather than like
we're mood boarding
innovating.
trends, but like by the time we produce that trend,
it could be like that.
Yeah, we could mood board 2 new trends. Like it doesn't matter. Like that with this, like I mean, I've seen illustration, like minimalistic illustration. I was like, let's bring that into streetwear, and streetwear doesn't necessarily just have to be like the most serious stuff. I think as well. That's what I like about this.
Yeah.
Space was a bit of a mix of illustration and science. That was our not science. It was an illustration and like serious the streetwear sort of design, especially with the Icarus thing. There's like a lot of detail in that. That was the third drop.
And then Retro Devil was after that, which was...
Retro Devil was originally just planned to be my personal thing, but I thought I may as well do it under Cosconia.
Push it through Cosconia,
And it was actually, before I even did apparel for you, I had come up with concepts for Retro Devil. Just some sort of clothes that I wanted to make with those numbers on. Even before I got them tagged. Like, I just had this idea that I wanted to do those numbers.
Yeah.
And then what was drop 4?
Drop 4 was Retro Devil.
There was Fresh as well.
Fresh was kind of...
Yeah, they weren't like major drop. Well, I mean, Retro Devil turned into a big drop.
Yeah.
But Fresh was sort of like a one-off summer thing.
Yeah, I think Space was our biggest one out of...
yeah.
And then... Retro Devil would have been if we didn't have all our...
We had a lot of problems with Retro Devil. That's kind of it sucks as well because that was one of like the most ambitious because we had so much colour in that.
Did it hinder what the end product turned out to be? Like, do you think it would have been better had like the circumstances for making the Retro Devil stuff been better? Do you think it would have come out better?
I think
we switched to Gamers Apparel at that time because they were the only people that we could find that were close enough that we could print with.
Yeah.
And they I think they nailed it.
Yeah.
It turned out really really good.
Yeah.
That was the first time we'd seen colour on our thing, and for me that was like a big thing because there was so much colour in that.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I forgot.
That was the first time we'd seen colour in our work, and it was so good. And
and this stuff is also like new on itself. I mean, with the Fresh stuff, you had the different coloured sleeves, but with the new Change stuff, it's like different coloured hoodies.
And that was more focusing on the T-shirt than rather what was on the logo. So it was very minimalistic.
Yeah.
Kind of. It was just the brand and then 2 different colours.
It's a perfect name for that T-shirt.
Yeah, because it looks like Two-Face.
Yeah, it's crazy. So after that, I don't think we this is going to be sort of our next drop. We've got some ideas for it. Like obviously, we've done the 5. We're going to do 5 different things.
Well, yeah, we've already got one more set up.
So you have a bunch of stuff planned for like next year?
5 themes for the meaning of life. Yeah, so we're gonna that's going to be one drop. 5 things in one major drop.
Okay, yeah.
Change is just the kick off, like the hype thing.
Yeah.
So I'm sort of like because it's been selling since we've spoken about because we only got fun.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell them what we did for fun or?
Yeah.
So what? Hold on. You said there's 5 different things for the meaning of life.
So Change is the first one we're gonna like. But
so Change
it's
is
all
the
gonna be the
first
same
one.
drop, like in the same line. But Changes is the first one that we've produced.
Yeah.
Right.
Basically.
So it's just to show kind of what people.
Ollie's very new on
already.
board. That's why like he's asking these questions, which is good because you're like the audience.
Well,
right?
yeah, cause I can POV for the audience. And
Yeah. So change is the first one, and
Then we've got fun.
That's
Ready,
just part of
lined
life.
up, ready to go.
fun. Do you want to tell the idea or shall I?
Yeah, you can. Obviously, you designed it.
Well, so what we've done is we've done it like a traditional Game Boy cartridge, a Game Boy Color cartridge.
Oh yeah.
We can do that in other colours because like I've got the asset. Like we can make that in different colours. But right now we've got it in grey. I've added some like illustration strokes to it, a bit like cell shading in Borderlands 3, like little black details, like a comic version of it. I might add some like dots to make it a bit more Spider-Verse-y.
Oh yeah.
That'd be cool.
That's a cool idea.
But on the actual like for the game print, where the game print would go on the Game Boy Color cartridge, we've got like a Cuphead style Caesar. Because Cosconia, like, where our roots sort of like were Rome sort of theme.
Right, yeah.
So I've got a Cuphead theme of Julius Caesar in a way, with a crown of thorns, stuff like that. Yeah. So we thought that was cool because it was fun. It's like, it's nostalgic. We thought that was, like, represented fun because it's nostalgia. Like, I grew up on a Game Boy Color. You guys probably had some.
Yeah, my first console was Game Boy Advance SP.
So yeah, we've all had experience with it. We thought that was nostalgia, and then Cuphead is like just more of a recent thing, but it's got that retro style.
Yeah.
And then Julius Caesar, Rome, Cosconia, we're taking it back to its like origins because our first thing we did was a Caesar statue.
Yeah, that was probably
the
like
first
biggest
ever design, and now we've got it in a more fun way, so that's fun. And then it's been so long that we've spoken about it. What would you say are the three others for the five?
I can't remember now. I can get it up on my phone if you give me a second.
Yeah, do you want to talk about something like whilst he's getting
yeah, I could probably think of a question or two. Have you ever thought about like returning to like the Rome stuff, like truly like coming back and trying to do some new fresh designs?
Talk about that the other day.
Maybe not Rome itself, but our previous collections, working on our...
we were thinking about like doing a Space 2.0 sort of thing, because now with our new Cosconia logo, we've got like the planet, and we've got the swoosh.
Yeah,
the sort of vortex, like
little trail.
The spaceship.
Yeah, it's like a spaceship trail, right?
Trail, whatever. We were thinking maybe we could do something with that. Get some spaceships in there.
And not just that, we've got more abilities to work on more stuff. So working on like arm details. And
because, like I did some stuff for Horace, but that never went through because I think Horace is it's an esports team.
Right.
I did like a load of stuff and then all the Egypt stuff.
Yeah, you showed me all that.
Well, we was going to have a collaboration. Well, I've shared that now anyway on social media.
Yeah, so we were going to have a collaboration with them, but then they also commissioned me personally to do their apparel line, but they went under. I don't know what happened. They went under and got rebought by a new partnership, and
whoever paid for that.
Yeah, because we did it via invoice. I was supposed to do like maybe 3 more designs. They've got it in a drive, so I'm not taking it away from them. But then what we could do is like try and I've got a lot of examples now in my portfolio of showing us arm detail. Get arm detail. Like I feel like this is so cool because we have something on the front and on the back.
Yeah.
Joe, do you want great quality clothing?
Yes.
Well, don't be greedy. You've got one.
Where do you get them?
You get them at Cosconia.com.
Welcome back. Sorry we had a short break. Getting back onto things. We was talking about the 5 different areas of the meaning of life because obviously it doesn't.
Yeah. What were the 5 different like categories? What's all 5 of them, one by one?
So
change,
fun, friends and family.
Okay.
Life.
I'm thinking of like a family tree thing for that. Something that sounds along those lines.
Life after death.
Okay.
And purpose.
Purpose. Okay.
But as I put
so
in
you're
there,
gonna release like the other 4 in like a single drop.
Yeah. Or we'll see how.
They're going to be under this line. Yeah. Maybe they'll drop later on.
What are you thinking of doing for them? Like, are they all going to be hoodies? Are they going to be like available as hoodies, t-shirts, and that? Or
I think these will be developed into t-shirts. The changes stuff will be developed into t-shirts because this is just it's winter, it's cold. Get hoodies out first. There's really not much point selling t-shirts at this time.
I was going to say I don't even look at trying to buy t-shirts at this time of month just because no one's going to see them. I'm always wearing
probably dead cheap to order.
Wearing a hoodie or a sweatshirt and stuff like that. So that's but we've been looking at quite a few. Like windbreakers and jackets and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
I was wondering actually when like we're gonna push like to like jackets and coats.
Not like heavy jackets, like kind of like a layer.
Or
so
like
you have like your hoodie
Yeah.
and then like you have that like kind of thin layer sort of jacket on.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Not many people are doing coach jacket in the area that we're in.
I think we're going to try and get into different areas. I know on space we tried to get into like the skater kind of environment as well.
Yeah.
Maybe it wasn't the right time.
Yeah.
We should have saved something else for that, but like, yeah, skating's got a lot to do with streetwear anyway, so we can always try and insert.
And it's quite an easy market to get into, because obviously, you know, like a lot of skate shops are independently owned and stuff like that, so it's easier to, you know, go up to a shop, hey, we've got this and this, and we've got this and this, and we can do like this to help you out. And it's kind of like a vice versa, isn't it? Where everybody kind of benefits at the same time. And then, you know, even though probably being in a store nowadays isn't as good as it used to be, just because, like, if you have an online presence, that's all that kind of really matters, because you can get to anyone or contact anyone and be around the world, where a store is out in the middle of Wolverhampton or wherever.
Would you ever consider opening not even like a pop-up, just like an actual shop?
Too expensive.
We'd have to have a lot.
I've seen a lot of benefits on YouTube of people opening just pop-ups, because it's there, it's quicker. I think Insomnia 60, what is it?
Yeah.
Like 67, 66?
66 was the last
That'd be a good idea for us to try and sell things, because a lot of people will say they want to buy it, but if we can bring it to them, hopefully they're way more inclined, because they're not paying delivery.
Put them to a wall,
we'll take
them down and
take it to a meet and greet.
You won't fucking get it!
We'll take it to a meet and greet and just slap it on the table, they have to buy it. But no, I think that'd be a good time to say that we're going to be there.
Yeah, and especially that most of our following are from the gaming community and are at that event.
Definitely. And they won't have to pay like
stupid.
And even though we can do like fun giveaways, like if you find any of us
first, just do like promotion
we'll
at places like Insomnia and Comic Con and shit like that.
That's
business cards, give them out.
That's what we tried to do at the last event. Well, because you wasn't at the last Insomnia, you was at the Insomnia before that, weren't you?
But if like they find us, we could do something like rock paper scissors. You get a thing, and we'll put it on our Instagram, and then
Would it be easy to do like sweats or like cargos? Is that something that's within our realm?
I don't think we've really looked at anything, but at the same like I was watching Virgil did a lecture about like the way that he
is it like Harvard or something?
Yeah,
I started watching that.
Yeah, no, it's really it's definitely worth watching. And it goes into like why he did stuff and how he got into it, because originally he was an architect. And he just he did like a screen print on the back of a hoodie, and he kind of went from there.
No, actually, it was on the back of a Ralph Lauren t-shirt.
Oh, was it?
But I'm not sure.
My bad. But
Pirates.
Yeah, his kind of like aspect on everything is it really needed? Is it like another hoodie really needed? Like, and I think with trousers are very limited, because
like I feel like there's not a lot of innovation with trousers. Like if you want to go and look at innovative places for like trousers, you have to go to like design companies, like proper high-end designers.
You have to know your market outside of the gaming, because no one in gaming is going to be wanting to wear cargos. You see a lot of esports teams.
You have to go to like expensive techwear companies, or like Mason Margiela or fucking Off-White for like interesting trousers.
But then like you walk around the street, like you can see like creative hoodies and creative tops and stuff. Like you usually just see like common, kind of plain trousers, or you don't really take notice on that stuff. So is it really like, it's definitely something that we can look at, but
it might be post 2020.
Yeah.
So whilst we wanted to talk about sort of like the barrier that's set in esports as well, we sort of touched on that at the start, but
we was looking on the timeline.
Well, let's just clear it up first. We basically for 2020 we want to release the rest of the Meaning of Life drop, which is going to be 5 pieces. Changes being the
starter.
What would you call it?
Changes
the leader.
Premiere.
Yeah. You know what we mean.
The entry point into the drop is going to be the changes hoodies. They're definitely super creative. Everyone is going to be creative. Because we know now we can do colour, we can do embroidery. It's going to be a really sick
print on the back, print on the sides.
For the Afterlife one, I think we can do something a bit more like dark and edgy streetwear. We can sort of get into that market.
You can mix around with it, because this one's quite light and joyful, isn't it?
And then the fun one is definitely fun.
I think that's like more to me like these kind of bright coloured light colours where you're
monochromatic sort of look. But people want something simple as well. Like, but I'm not thinking simple for the Afterlife one, because the Afterlife's such a like big topic that you can do something cool with.
Yeah.
But life after death doesn't necessarily have to be the afterlife. It could be how people react to
I was going to
people
say,
passing away.
On what I put to you for life after death, I think do a lot of things to fill a void or to be remembered. So I thought maybe a progression of art piece which shows something to its full completion, such as like a sketch down and then like colours and stuff like that. But that's the way that I saw it. It was like what happens after, but it's also like looking back on what life was. Yeah. But obviously, this is the whole reason for the collection. Is it's got a lot of meanings, and changes could mean something for someone. Yeah. And it could be something completely different for someone.
They could have a good memory of one season over the other. They could hate looking forward to one, but could really enjoy one because they remember some memory. The meaning of life is like looking forward to those moments that you like to get through the ones that you really
sharing moments through like the clothes.
Yeah, exactly. And you've got like a nice little window frame into each season with the back print. So yeah, that's just wrapping up what we.
Do you worry about like how consumable it is? Because obviously,
I think this is the most consumable we made.
Right. That's probably good enough.
Sorry about that. One of the cameras just turned off.
To answer your question, yeah, I think this is the most consumable drop we've had because
even more so than Space or the original like Rome stuff, because that stuff's like quite easy to gravitate to. I think
it's simple stuff. I know
it's simple and like you'll see a lot of the stuff that a lot of people buy like it's quite simple, but it's also really plain. With this, it's just more interesting. It's like fashion is like. Thanks to Instagram, everyone's got it now. So like the more crazy different things you see, I think the wider audience we break out into. We don't want to be stuck in one audience.
And it's not something so crazy that people won't buy.
Yeah, because the embroidery it's small. It's on the front.
You could see somebody walk around town in something like that.
Do you know what I mean? You wouldn't like think too much, but you might be like, oh, it's nice.
We think it's the most consumable. We're hoping to make this drop the most consumable because now we know what we can do. We've got like a better bond at the start. We didn't really. Because we didn't understand what each other liked. Yeah. It was harder to properly portray something we enjoy. But now we know each other much better. It's gonna be. So yeah, talking about esports and like breaking out of that barrier. We were talking about at the start a bit of like people. I think some people underestimate the esports community a lot, and we've seen it recently where underestimating the wants of the esports community can backfire on you so much worse than if you have the passion behind it. I think like people need to earn the right to not earn the right. Everyone has the right to make what they want.
Oh yeah.
But I think people need
There's a way of going about it.
There's a way of going about like why are you making the merch? Why are you making the apparel? And it's for the esports community, but you can't take them for mugs. You can't take the esports community for mugs. They're like a rabid pack of dogs if you do the wrong thing to them. So you've got to be on a level of respect.
You'll get called out.
Yeah, you've got to be on the same page as them.
But at the same time, you can't just get on your knees for them.
Yeah, I think the best examples you see are, again, to point at 100 Thieves and Excel. Excel especially did some nice merch. They did a lot of like windbreaker stuff. They really played with their colours. I think a lot of people like what we did with Cosconia at the start is black and white, but they saved the money. They put their money into the different colour designs to go with their org branding, and it made sense because that's what you know the org for. But we were doing black and white at the start, and I feel like a lot of people do black and white, stick super simple, which is alright, but
you can only go so far.
Do you have a fan base?
Move it on.
Yeah, do you have a fan base? Are you trying to make money off people that just like want to support a friend? Which that's fine to do, but at the same time, it's like your passion's not it. You're doing merch because that's on your tick list of things to do for
it's like the same as creating a website or
it's just a tick list and you don't see it. But I feel like orgs do get more passionate about it over time. But I think you need a creative director to hold stuff like that together.
Yeah, that's
you can't always put it to the man at the top because the man at the top is a businessman usually, and a businessman will go for the most simple, easily consumable, cheapest option.
Yeah.
This isn't. I'm not generalizing people.
No.
I'm not generalizing people, but I'm just saying because they don't maybe necessarily have the time to like make something super creative and in depth. But Joe straight away came to me with the idea of Cosconia and the history behind what Cosconia is, the whole Roman theme, and we instantly knew we had something from there. We had the Roman.
It's creating a story in it.
Yeah, we had a story from the start, which is good, and we're all into streetwear. We're all heavily into streetwear. We're not like we bought a £300 item. That's why we're into streetwear. We're into streetwear because we like live it. We live it.
I see on Instagram all day.
And I want fire on every fucking post.
And I think we all have different ideas of streetwear as well.
Definitely, you see that in our video. You see that in our video. We all have different ideas of like what streetwear is.
have women's
Roll into,
trousers,
like-
by the way.
Roll into like, yeah.
Yo, those women's
Oh
trousers.
my god. Bro, he's breaking boundaries. Literally an LGBT icon.
Shout out to my boys.
Shout out to my boys and girls.
Jeez.
Yeah, so with this drop, it gives us a chance to sort of explore different audiences. What else? You got anything to add? I'm talking, no one's helping.
No, yeah.
You just kept riffing on
Going back to the crowd positions, and I think a lot of people don't even know what they're looking for. And like you said, it's just a tick list, and the first thing to go is, oh, our logo. We've already got something made. You know, we don't have to go out and buy a design. But look, as we talked about, not to big ourselves up, but we don't have.
Yeah, we're not saying we're the best or we're the leaders.
It's just a good example.
We're saying we're setting our first steps, out of the door on our way.
Like I said, we've got a lot to improve on, and especially with these, like we're starting to bring in our own.
We don't even have the biggest audience, but
No.
we're changing our design. We have a passion. We're not going to stop. Like, that's the thing you need.
And I think like with our quote unquote competition, I think
You have to have competition.
Yeah.
There's no point in
Yeah.
saying you don't.
like
'cause you come-
the
you
people
come
that I look
complacent.
at and like, oh, yeah, we're either doing better than, like, in my eyes, we're doing better than. And I think a lot of people don't understand the market, and
Yeah, checklist. The
like
checklist.
yeah,
You
even
don't
with the
understand it.
prices as well. Like a lot of people now are going off to doing it by themselves rather than using companies like Armour or Games Apparel like that,
Mhm.
and they don't understand the prices. Like a lot of people are charging like £40 for a hoodie, and obviously I've told you the price is what it is to
Yeah,
create
we
something
know.
and make something, and I feel like sometimes it's a bit of a money grab.
That's ridiculous
yeah.
profit. If you're selling at 40, that is ridiculous profit, and I don't think a lot of people earn that.
Yeah, you have to earn it, I think.
I don't want that earn thing to be taken the wrong way, because you can take what I'm saying is the wrong way. It's like, don't fucking do that. You're not allowed because I say so.
yeah.
I know.
It's just an opinion.
Yeah, I don't want other brands to think that I'm like shitting on them,
Mm.
and in saying
We're
that.
doing what's best for us.
Yeah, we're doing what's best for us, but we're also putting our passion in. We know our audience, and we're being fair with our prices. We could charge more,
Yeah.
because a lot of production goes into these things.
Yeah.
Like a lot of production. Like we mood board. We take time to get it done. We ask multiple sources. We don't get to the first person we see.
It's like the first design you go to and they're like, oh yeah, I can put your logo in like the top corner. And it's like, yeah, let's
And-
slap that on a hoodie and
Yeah,
And because of
and
that,
sell it
like,
at 50.
yeah,
like-
and sometimes we've had to take a step back and be like, hold up, let us make sure that we get everything right here.
Yeah.
Like even if it gives us like a couple of weeks extra, like pull it back a little bit, make sure that it's
It
fine.
happened with Retro Devil.
Yeah.
We were ready to print that. Took a month. Didn't get printed. And then we were like, okay, guys, we'll refund you. We want to do this properly. We don't want to get them to do a bad print.
Yeah.
We got it reprinted. We paid for reprints, which will never be sold. So we sacrificed
Oh yeah,
money there.
you should see the stock that's in my house. It's just dead
so
stock.
You
Like
gotta put a lot of sacrifice.
even with
into-
we've done a couple designs as well where like they haven't reached like actually selling. Like we had the rain cloud one.
like stuff you wanted to
Stuff
put
like
out,
that.
but you were like,
Looking back
let's
on
push
it,
it
I'm
back,
like,
yeah,
oh,
or
yeah.
yeah, it's like that's
switch it
we're
up.
not moving. We're like staying where we are. If we put that
Yeah,
out,
you don't want to stagnate and just be
Yeah.
comfortable.
Or just putting something out for the sake of putting it out.
Yeah.
yeah, it's more advice, and it's not like again we have to bring this up. We're not at the top, and we're not like revolutionary.
Definitely not.
But what needs to happen as advice to other people is get a creative director, get a designer who knows apparel, not just owns expensive stuff, so he
Yeah.
thinks he or she understands like streetwear. Make sure that they know
Money
how to
can't buy
design it.
swords.
Yeah, seriously. Make sure you get creative directors and try and push boundaries. Don't do something because that's a checklist thing. Like don't you can put your logo. Like obviously go ahead for it if it's like your first drop and you just want something for people to
I was
represent.
gonna say
It's like we have an audience for that.
We have people asking, can you just do a minimalistic? And I'm like, yeah, sure, but it's not something that we really want
That'd
to
be
do.
something for like friends and family,
Yeah.
just having the logo on there. It'd be like a good representation. We should have that for podcasts actually.
Yeah,
Cosconia logo hoodies.
they're just like,
Oh,
there you
Patch,
go.
yeah.
actually. Like
That would be
our
good.
patch logo, the sort
The
of
text logo.
well not that for the hats. Do the one that we use in the Abbey.
Yeah.
So it's just like
Oh yeah, the little patch. I know what you mean, the shield thing.
just have that like there. Or
Yeah.
That-
on
yeah,
the
that'd be
patch,
sick.
That'd
Yeah.
be
And I
good.
think that was another good thing.
But we could put it on
That
the
looks so
store.
good
We could put
embroidered.
it on the store if people want it.
Yeah,
but just
yeah.
don't hype it up as a big drop. I think that's what we should do.
Yeah, I agree with that. That sounds good.
So what do we want to take from the podcast in general? Because
I think it should just be. I think we can use it as like a good platform to just be honest with like people and like talk about what we're doing.
Yeah, we can be real and show like the struggles we have. Like,
we want you to.
We've been
follow
transparent,
our story.
I think, with like what we should do, the mistakes we made. We're not necessarily saying we dislike or condemn the past drops. We just know we've improved. I don't know if we've improved. We're in a different mindset. We're in a different mindset now.
They were steps to where Cosconia is now and where it's going in the future. You know, it's.
Mm-hmm. But we don't dislike the other drops. We still we still like them. We still own them.
That's
we
why
rock them ourselves. Like, love them.
That's why we're going to go back to them and improve them.
Yeah. We're going to do like Space 2.0, Rome 2.0. But now I've had way more experience in apparel. It's going to be next level. It's going to be giving back to the people who supported us at the start. We actually thought we came up with that idea that whoever had bought Space in Space 2.0 gets a discount.
Yeah.
Because they were there with us at the start where we were like finding our legs. And
I was going to say that was probably our biggest, and it helped out a lot, you know, working towards these, because it was like, oh, people are starting to like these, and you know, starting to gravitate. Because I mean, it took us 3 drops to just not do t-shirts anymore. Do you know what I mean? We started doing sweatshirts and hoodies on our 3rd drop. The first 2 were just t-shirts, just white t-shirts.
Yeah. That shows in advance as well now that we've got colour, print on the front, back, and
we've even got
it's so much better. Yeah, I really do hope people appreciate this, because a lot of thought and effort did go into it. And again, it's something you can project yourself onto, and it's for everyone. It's definitely for everyone. It's not just for the esports, it's not just for the gaming.
Yeah, anyone can have this stuff.
But also, we know our audience and we know where we've started. Advice from our side: what we know sell well, and what we know doesn't sell. Like putting your logo on something, we know it can sell because it's easily consumable. But what does it reflect on you? Like, does it reflect that you? Do you know what's your logo stand for?
What are
What's
you
your
doing for
logo
like fashion? Like how? Because this is more than just like.
Are you doing it for money? Or are you doing it for?
Yeah, this is more than just us trying to sell things. This is us just because we all have a passion for like fashion and streetwear. Like we want to create interesting things.
Mm-hmm. And we're not saying anyone else's way of creating.
I mean, you can do it for whatever reason you want it.
You can do it for whatever reason. It's just, like how do you want it to reflect? Because a lot of people won't raise you up on it. Especially your friends will not raise you up on like doing the most simple things. But it's why you're doing this simple design.
It's the people that don't say anything. You know, obviously we are talking with each other, and we're like, oh, maybe this company is like, oh, or like, oh, yo, this company's doing amazing and stuff like that. And obviously we don't put that out on the timeline or anything, and so they're not really getting that. It's like the people that usually comment are the people that are like, oh yeah, I love that. And you don't really hear the negativity.
We've seen that recently backfiring people for not giving honest and real feedback because of their mates.
Yeah.
And it ended badly. We're not going to say the team's name, but I feel like, just because there wasn't enough feedback in the circle, or maybe as much as
they weren't really like being as
direction.
honest as they could have been with what they were doing.
No, they owned up to that, but nothing really changed with the designs. So I don't know. I mean, it's if you want to buy it, you buy it. Like, we're not saying don't buy it. We're just saying
they're wilding.
They're wilding.
They're wilding a little bit.
I think it's because we just don't want to say names and
don't want to call them.
There's
no reason to
say the wrong thing.
Yeah, there's no like animosity.
We know they could.
We don't want to bring them down a peg.
And we know they could have done more, and they did try, but maybe they just
didn't hit the spot.
Yeah, there's always another time, and I guess this is like for us, drop 1 and 2 and 3, sort of finding a learning what works. Maybe it was quite ambitious to go with a company that they did. Fair play to them.
Oh, I've got a dog here.
Because we want to do that. And they took the leap.
Yeah.
We didn't. And I think it's also going to help us know what we should do when working with bigger companies. Working with bigger companies, again, sort of that thing is like, have you earned it, or are you doing it to benefit off of them more than...
I was going to say, like, you don't want it to just be you using a bigger brand to pull yourself up.
Unless they agree.
Yeah, and because
there's a difference between, like, a collab and...
taking someone's product.
Like, just kind of using someone's brand. You see what I mean? There's a difference between using someone's brand and doing a collaboration.
I think there's brands that we want to work with, especially, and
I think we can work a lot with the esports teams in the community, and then from there they would see what we've learned from doing things like sort of not right.
You got to make mistakes to learn.
Yeah, exactly, and I think they're definitely going to learn from this. In regards to the team that
did it.
Yeah.
I've got another couple of questions.
Yeah?
It's point of view from the audience.
Big man.
One of them is about promotion, because obviously, me and Sam have come into like the mindset because me and Sam make the like posts and that, like you do the graphics and I'll do like animation and video work for Cosconia.
Yeah, the promotion for this is going to be great.
Yeah, we've been talking about doing working on more promotion stuff for like Cosconia's tweets and the Instagram and stuff like that. Doing like animations and stuff, and I think that's something we can really push towards more.
Well, me and you talked about getting stuff sorted for you and like some ideas and stuff, didn't we? With like working with the seasons and.
Yeah, I think our production value is going to go up a lot, which is another big important part.
Yeah. Because I think if the stuff that you're using to promote our products is high quality, like if we got high quality like adverts, because I mean the promo stuff we put out is adverts. If that stuff is high quality, then it reflects good on the brand and the quality of what we're making.
Yeah,
and I think we're going to really amp that up in 2020 because I don't think we really had.
I think with the first couple of drops, we didn't
even have photos for the first drop.
No, we didn't really have photos.
Yeah,
we
that's
just had
all
word of mouth, and then we had like the lasting sort of legacy of what Cosconia was and the sort of people who knew about what that was. Then we started getting into photos. I mean, they weren't professional, but they were like just showing. Yeah. We were stepping out of our comfort zone. We have to do that.
Yeah.
We were using us. We weren't paying proper models. We were we're doing everything for ourselves. Like we're doing it for the culture.
Boys,
for the culture.
We're doing it for the culture. So we got into like some video production for like space and stuff like that. But for this, we've done a load of professional photos. I've got like promos being designed.
Big up Jack, by the way.
Big up Jack Howard photos.
Bro, that guy does some work.
So yeah, shout out to him for helping like make it look so good. He did a bit with the Retro Devil stuff as well. He helped us a bit with that. So that's epic. What the fuck did I shoot that?
Epic.
Epic.
No, don't worry. I did it in the video that we released on Saturday.
So that's good that we've got like high production, and then for this, we've got motion design coming as well.
We should have some animated stuff.
Everyone's reacted well to the promo stuff, and the cooler you make it look as well. Like if you present it on a flat background, it comes across as just pay for this. But it's like if we show us wearing it, show us promoting it, showing us it in real life with the products, like. And
that's what you said about the videos and stuff like that. Like you can take as many photos as you want. It's just going to become stale, isn't it? If you got videos, if you got like see it actually moving, seeing it like in real life in some sort. As close as in real life as you can probably get is like, oh yeah, I could wear that. Oh, I like taking pictures on the street. Oh, I could wear that on the street.
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
Yeah, we want to have a bit more of a personality rather than just please buy our stuff.
Yeah, but
please buy our stuff. Please.
Link in bio.
If you check out our last video, but also if you go on our YouTube channel, which doesn't have an official hyperlink yet, it just has.
It needs 100 subscribers, doesn't it?
13 off there.
I was going to say we're not far off there.
Yeah, we're 12 off there. We can get to that, but there is a special.
Starting from the ground up. We are.
How fast do you think we can get this edited? Because it's like.
It won't take me very long because it's just cutting.
Right. Yeah.
Whereas the other one was like a ton of audio.
Yeah, we're not using much audio. But if you check out the last video, there is.
Jesus Christ, Joe, that's a nice hoodie.